Welcome to the underground. It's been one heck of a week. Remember last week I was telling you I was going to get a jump rope? So I went and bought one. It was, I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I just kind of impulse buy. So I get one with a cable. I'm like trying to cut it because it's too long. It's like made for giant people and I'm kind of short. So I'm trying to cut it with scissors, with the knife. Nothing worked. So I just kind of pulled the rope. It's fast. Let me tell you, I have not done it in a while. And I've gained quite a few pounds. And I used to be able to do 15 minutes, but I was like, after a minute, I was ready to die. Plus, the thing was whipping me. I felt like I was going to get welts on the left part of my cheek. It was, yeah. What do you think I am, Rocky Balboa? I can't go that fast. So I found another one in my drawer, and I did the leather one. I'll tell you, though, the wind is not there. So, like, after 1 minute, I'm ready to die. And then my legs are ready to cave in, but then a few days later, I'm okay. I'm just got to find a way where I can't trip on it. I'm going to talk about fun things. It was just Earth Day, so I want to talk about the secrets of the elephants. You guys see that? On the National Geographic, I'm like, anybody who knows me knows I'm obsessed with elephants. They are so cool. I mean, they weigh tons and tons, right? But they travel all this way every day to get food and water. And they have the matriarch leading everybody, their calves and everything. Well, the savanna elephants, which if I had to pick if I was going to be an elephant, I'd be a savanna elephant because they talk a lot, and that's me. They don't shut up, and I like that. They're very vocal. They had to go down this steep cliff to get to the water. I would have fallen off to the death, but they were going. So they put their trunks down, then they put their little foot pads down, and they walk, they make it. I think they drink like maybe 40 gallons of water. Wow, can you believe it? Like maybe every couple days or something. I don't know how they keep moving. But they showed, the sad thing, every time I watch an elephant story, it ends with somebody getting poached or snared or something. So, of course, I had to see like a tusker get killed. There was only like 25 left in the savannah. And he, I don't know. See, they encroach on people's crops and stuff. So some guy speared him and then he had an infection and then boom. But he was a cool bull. The other bulls hanging around him, and this is how they get food. He's like this on a tree. So the tree comes down, the other bulls are getting out of his way. Let me get out the way. But he was a nice bull. He wasn't aggressive. I think his name was Tolstoy. And then they start eating. The second thought, I don't think I could be an elephant. They don't eat meat, which actually is a good thing. But I don't think I could live on bark and leaves. But that's what they do. But I think they're so cool. They had one female, I forget the name of the elephant, and she was orphaned. Her whole family was killed by poachers. And they tried to put them in with another herd, and it didn't work. Like sometimes they don't fit. But you know what she was in charge of? Buffalo. Can you imagine? So the buffalo are following her, and the elephants like to move and eat and move, whatever. And the buffalo's kind of like laying back, and she just kind of knocks him on his side, and they're looking at him. They got the cutest eyes. They're like, but they followed her. She's leading a bunch of buffalo. I just thought it was so cute. It was so cute. But they go on and on. They have the Asian elephants, the forest elephants that are critically endangered. But the Asian ones were pretty cool because I think they do encroach on people's crops, but there's like an electric fence that, they get shocked or killed. So they're so smart. They learn what's dangerous. So what they did was in the dead of night, they went and knocked like part of a tree over so the wood would go press on the electric fence and then they could grab the crops. But then the dogs started barking and then the guys were like, okay, they're here. They started throwing firecrackers and then you see the elephant like giving them dirty looks like we're just trying to eat. But there's got to be some kind of happy medium between killing them and, there's got to be something where the people can eat their crops and the elephants can feast. Actually, I saw that on the Asian part where they had the sugarcane trucks. The elephant can determine like the trucks with the most sugarcane on it. So the guy stops the truck. He lets the elephant pull the sugarcane off the trucks. And as long as they're not too greedy, they pull what they want and then they let the truck go and they do not go in the sugarcane fields. Now that is kind of cool. And then they went in where the crops, I think they were making tea, I don't really remember. But they went where there was tea, and I guess they use herbicides, and so the elephants don't like that. But they stopped using herbicides herbicides to kill the weeds. And the elephants go over and they eat the weeds, and then they like kind of fertilize it, and it became organic. So it works out. It's lovely. It works out for the both of them. There's got to be a way for both of them to succeed. They've been roaming this earth for like 6 million years, so there's got to be something. But I'm fascinated with elephants. I just think it's great, I think you guys should watch it because it's so cool. We can learn so much from the elephants. But I want to, I'm trying to talk about fun things and not kind of delve into politics so much. I just can't help it sometimes. I think I got a subject, like maybe like a weekly thing, like what stupid thing Texas has done this week. Well, we'll try to get to that. But I did see Elizabeth Montgomery of Bewitched Life. I was fascinated with her. She was like my first crush growing up. It was the first show I watched. Actually, I can still watch Bewitched to this day. When I can't watch, like, I don't know, All in the Family. I don't know. I just kind of like all of them. The first Darren, of course, better than the second Darren. When they did replace the first Darren, ratings tanked. The second Darren was kind of like, you didn't believe they were married. But you could tell Dick York had some kind of crush on Elizabeth. Who wouldn't? Is there anybody that, how they had the contest, like, who's prettier, Elizabeth Montgomery or Jeannie? And I didn't really like Jeannie because she's like, yes, master, yeah. And you know what? Turns out Elizabeth Montgomery didn't like her either. She thought the show copied Bewitched, but I don't know. You can't beat Agnes Moorehead. Some couple episodes that I loved was when she lost her powers with the Macedonian dodo bird. And I just remember Dr. Bombay saying, yes, a baby dodo bird. And he was like giant, a baby dodo bird. But she lost her powers and she's sitting in the chair. And she's like, how she never pronounced his name right? Durwood or Dennis or whatever she called him. And she was trying to be nice. She had like a soft voice. Can you fluff my pillow? And she was hysterical. She liked the old Darren too. She didn't like the new one. But I guess Elizabeth Montgomery went up to her and was like, you better like this guy. She didn't let anybody bully anybody on the show. And, I knew she was a liberal because she, was the Grand Marshal in the gay parade with Dick Sargent. And they're like, what are you doing here? And she says, I'm here for love of Dick, which is kind of funny. She did not get along with her father. Her father was a staunch conservative, and she was like a Kennedy liberal. And he never really, I guess he never told her he loved her. And I didn't know, her grandfather committed suicide. He jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge, and I guess her sister died before she was born. I don't think her father ever forgave her for it. Never supported her with Bewitched. You know what? She never won an Emmy for that show. Can you believe it? Never won an Emmy. Something's wrong there. How can you? Remember when she played Lizzie Borden? Lizzie Borden took an axe. She was related to Lizzie Borden. Her father stopped talking to her. Stop talking to her for taking that role. He thought it was like some kind of subliminal message for him and the woman he married after her mother. But I think she did she got nominated for that again, never winning an Emmy, which is incredible. I can't believe it. But yeah, I love that. So I'm glad she did that. I still use terms like that when in my condo when they shut off the water and I got to go to work and I can't look like Robert Smith of The Cure when I'm trying to get ready for work. So I put the little bowls and I say I take a Lizzie Borden bath because you heat up the bowls of water. Remember after she killed him, she was filled with blood, so she took a bath in a bowl. That's kind of like what I have to do sometimes. So I call it a Lizzie Borden bath. But another Bewitched episode that I was thinking of, another Bewitched. Remember that one with the spooky chair when Darren couldn't move because it was like a warlock or something that had a crush on Samantha, and she bought it at the antique store. And she's like, get the chair and put it in another room. And he's like trying to lift it, and with all his might, he couldn't lift the chair. And then his clients wanted to buy the chair, and he's like, oh, let me put that in the car. And he could barely lift it. And then he finally gets to lift it, and he tries to walk out the door with the chair, and the legs spread out. Oh, it was so. That show was, and remember Paul, I don't know, there was a bunch of gay characters on that show. Paul Lynde was so hysterical. Paul Lynde was gay, Dick Sargent was gay, Maurice Evans, who played her father, was gay, and maybe Agnes Moorehead. I heard grumblings about her being gay. But I just can't believe her father was so, why, who cares if you're Republican? I don't understand this thing. I go through this at work too, where people won't talk to me because I voted for Biden. Are you kidding me or what? I don't do that to people. I saw this guy this week. He was like, kill me if I vote Democrat. I'm like, what's up with that shirt? What are you doing? And they're crazy. They're kind of, not all Trump supporters, but there's a fraction of them that are kind of nuts. I was talking to this guy and he said his brother believes the earth is flat. Oh, really? The earth is flat? Okay. And they're QAnon people, which is what that guy was that shot that kid who rang his doorbell. He was stop watching Fox News. I'm telling you guys, it's really bad for your heart. You know what? If I watch Fox, I'd be angry too. Just please, I care about you. Don't put stress on your heart and soul. It's really not good to go through life angry. That's really not healthy for you guys. But yeah, I just love. I've been watching Bewitched now because it's so cool. Dick York was addicted to painkillers because he hurt his back, and if you notice in the late parts of season 4 and 5, he was laying in bed or laying on the couch, and he couldn't even. He had to quit the show, and he died. It was sad. He died. I think of emphysema, and I think he was on welfare, which is so sad because he was so good. He was just looking at his facial expressions. That's why they could not replace him. They could not. Dick Sargent just, I don't know. He looked like a nice guy. I know Elizabeth Montgomery was friends with him, but it ruined the chemistry, I think, of the show. But yeah, I just love her. I still love her, and she died too soon. She died of colon cancer, and I guess she ignored stomach cramps. I mean, I guess, yeah, women get them all the time. But if you're having pain for a long time, just go to the doctors. I know, because my mother had colon cancer. It's not pleasant. Let me put it to you that way. But Agnes Moorehead, I just keep thinking of her. She wore those crazy, and she had the crazy makeup. She loved the color purple, so she always wore. And the way they did those special effects, how when she wiggles her nose and the furniture moves. Well, they had to have people freeze, and then they move the furniture out of the way. So that was before all the special effects. That's what makes the show so cool, Remember she was Serena too? She was so good at it, you almost believed that there was a Serena. And remember the Ifin song? Ifin, if you really care for me, don't you say a prayer for me. Ifin. Oh my God, I just love her. And I think that's why I like the show, because it taught you, and I had some Christian conservatives come at me for this. It's pro-witchcraft. Now, come on, it's pro-witchcraft. She was a nice witch. She didn't do anything wrong. She was good. I can't believe Darren didn't let her use her powers. But I think maybe being gay growing up, I think that's why the gay community likes it, because it was very accepting. It was very, taught you how to not hate the races, and it was just a good show. It's because she was kind of in the closet. She couldn't. Although she did use it. I liked her because she was a strong woman, and she did use her powers. I remember one time Darren was mad at her because she was trying to dress, and she did it quick. Remember when he came in the room and she's like, remember that music? When she was and she was changing and running around really quick. And he's like, everybody else managed to get dressed without witchcraft, and he's going on and on lecturing her about the witchcraft, and then they get a flat tire. And she's like, well, you got to go out. And it was raining out. It was so funny. He had to go fix the flat tire. So, yes, Darren, shut up. You could have had her fix the tire instead of being all soaking wet when you walked in the client's house. So, if I had a witch wife, I'd love it. Let's go to Hawaii. Let's do this. We don't have to use the plane, I think that show was so ahead of its time, and you can still watch it today. I love her. I gotta say, I just love her. I just think she's cool. So let me just see what else I can talk about. Well, let me see if I can bring up that tech. What did Texas do? They want to put the 10 Commandments in public schools. I mean, I love the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments is great. But you want to know what happens when you start shoving your religion down people's... I don't like that they do this. I'm Christian. Okay, fine. You don't have to shove it. You know how many atheists I have as friends? And I believe atheists are like bisexuals. There aren't any true atheists. But that's why there's atheists, okay? Do you know, Satanism is a religion in this country? So what if they want to erect a statue of, Lucifer with the horns? They can do that too. You've got to stop. You got to think about what you're doing. Calm down. One story I wanted to talk about is this woman lost her cat. Not her cat, I'm sorry, her dad. That's a big difference. But she thought her her dad was reincarnated in the cat. She adopted a cat named Benji, and the husband did not like it because he thought it was a little weird and unhealthy. So when she went to her family's house, he took the cat to a shelter. Are you kidding me or what? She got back and he said, no, the cat went to stay at a friend's house. So she called, I guess the coworker lied. Of course, guys stick together. You know, you can murder, they'll cover for you. And she got the wife on the phone. No, the cat's not here. She found the cat at the shelter. She never returned home. You know what I would have done? I would have put the man in the shelter. Are you kidding me or what? I can't imagine thinking if my mom went, that my cat was my mother, unless the cat had thick eyebrows and was looking like Joan Crawford. Christina, Christopher, damn it. Yeah, that would be my mother, I would say. That's my mother and a cat. But, too funny. I don't really want to discuss the crazy stuff that's going on about why are people so mean? Like, you ring a doorbell, you get shot. You're in the wrong driveway, you get shot. You step in the wrong car, you're shot. Everywhere you're shot. You know what? You know how many times I've done that? I get in the wrong driveway and, no one, thank God where I live, it's not crazy. But who knows? These people are walking around mad all day long. I always get afraid of, because you don't know how many dirty looks I get when I'm at work, because I'm approaching people when they're touching toilet paper and stuff, and I ask them if they need home improvement stuff. But I get dirty looks all day long, but I kind of break the ice by I just got this innocent look on my face, and it's hard for people to hate me. But all day long, I'm thinking, is someone going to attack me because I'm asking them a question? People are like, why are you coming up to me? Why are you talking to me? Most people don't want to talk, it's kind of scary. But for some reason, I get away with it. Because I'm so cute. I get away with things, I think that... I don't know. Fox paid Dominion almost $1 billion. I was looking forward to the trial. Are you kidding me? All I got to say is, Mike Lindell, sell more pillows. You might be next. I think he's getting sued by Dominion too. But I would have loved to see Tucker Carlson go up there and say he lied and how he thinks Trump's the devil. Did you see DeSantis is in Japan and they're saying, how do you feel about trailing Trump by 1 million points? And he's like this. I don't know what he did, but he was bobbling. And he's like, I'm not a candidate yet. Okay, guaranteed Trump is going to use that because Trump's so good. He's so good at picking out people's weaknesses and abusing them. That's going to be next. But how bad has it got to be? Do you think he's going to wait until Trump maybe becomes a convicted felon or something? And then, because I don't know if he can beat him for the nomination until something happens Trump, he's not going to go to jail. Let's all face that. He's not going to, but maybe he's waiting for him not to run, where he can't run. And then, I always said this. I thought DeSantis was going to be our next president. But they just did a poll, most people, and Democrats too, do not want Biden to run, and they do not want Trump to run. Because can't you get somebody under 85? Can we please get somebody under the age of 85? People I talk to every day think Biden is senile, and Trump, on the other hand, I don't know what they think. It's no, we can't go through that again. It was an interesting time with him as president. Very interesting. And I tell you, I really can't watch Biden, but I could watch Trump because it was kind of hysterical. He did provide me with a lot of material, but what are you going to do? Yeah. So 55% of Republicans say that fighting woke ideology in our schools is more important than protecting Social Security. Really? That's what you think of? Who cares? Stop with the let me tell you a funny story about a drag queen. When I was in P-Town with my straight friend, with the one with the blow-up doll. So I'm returning my 5,000 bags and putting them in the trunk in the parking lot. And all of a sudden I hear, and I go, what the heck? And there was a guy with his young son right next to us. What do you think it was? It was a gay guy, looking like Andy Warhol on roller skates or rollerblades going down a very small hill. Why can't you, we all just looked at each other and were cracking up. Why can't you guys just laugh? Laugh at the drag queens, laugh. Who cares? Why do you got to get angry and afraid? I am not afraid of these people. It provides me with humor. I see humor in a lot of stuff. Don't mess with my Social Security. When I get there, they're probably not going to have enough to pay me. All my friends are retired right now. They're probably afraid they're not going to get it. I'm the only one left working. The 20-year-olds don't want to work. It's just me out there. I can't take it anymore. It's tough, getting up in the morning and working. But I do it. My cat's not going to pay my bills. I got to do this. But, yeah, come on, guys. Come on. That's why I'm so far away from Republicans, because that's what you're worried about? Why are you worried about the social stuff? Calm down on the abortion. It's not doing you any favors. I hear people talking about it. You think they should get it in the 9th month? I don't think many people are doing that. I don't know who's doing it, but I don't kind of look at this. Like, calm down with other people's businesses. Let it between the doctor and the woman. Who cares? I mean, not who cares. It's a big deal. I believe, like, people that, don't like abortion. I get it. That's a sensitive subject. I don't want to make light of it. It's very important that we reduce the amount of abortions. I agree with you. But I don't want unsafe abortions either. I don't want women with the hanger. No wire hangers. No wire hangers. But, yeah, and stop being angry, okay, guys? Stop, like, a basketball rolling into someone's yard. Really? You're going to shoot a 6-year-old? That's not cool. Not very cool. Thank God they got that guy. That freaked me out. I mean, it was like the week of like people shooting people for no reason. A guy shooting from his porch at a kids, and oh wow, I just can't believe what we're coming into. It's not good for our country. It's not good. Okay, guys, and just one last thing before I leave. I know you talk about Vanderpump Rules. Raquel's in a mental health facility. This is what sleeping with Sandoval does to you. But now I think they re-edited the whole thing. It's just kind of weird that all of a sudden there's signs where he's glaring at her like a pig, like an animal. And he's like, oh, no one's in her corner. I'm going to be nice to her. Yeah, by sleeping with her, that's really nice. That's really nice of you, Tom. And it was funny because Schwartz is like, you weren't paying attention to the bar. We need to open the bar, and you were worried about your band and getting your nails done. What does he think he is? Johnny Depp? I'm not. You're one step away from dating a woman if you date Tom Sandoval. I think they should get him off the show. We don't really need him. Bring Jax back. Jax was like a man. I was kind of attracted to him. I mean, he took a crap with the door open. That's really manly. Even with the cameras there, you see him on the toilet with his magazine. But I thought Jax was very attractive. I can't really... Sandoval, a guy with like painted nails. If I'm going with a guy, I want him to be a man, like a man, like Jax, like just fart. I hate to say this, farts all the time, and I mean he did it on camera. But that's like I like that traditional kind of like ape. I like the ape in a man. I don't want to see a guy with just. I hate to say it, feminine. Oh my God, what am I saying? I'm being bad now. I shouldn't. You can be whatever you want. I don't want to judge you, but just fingernail polish. I don't know. I mean, he dressed in a dress once. Jax did too, but at least he was ugly. Sandoval was good looking in a dress. Not too cool. It's like I don't think he's gay though. I really don't think Sandoval's gay. When I showed my sister, she's like, "Are they gay?" I think we just trying to get used to the type of man that, like. In Los Angeles, where they're just Botox and they get their nose done, and yeah, that's not really my type of guy. I don't really like it. Can I just do one more segment? I'm kind of like raring to go here, and like controlling women, how you cannot control women. I'll just give you 3 examples of why it's a bad idea and you're not going to get away with it. I was told a story recently about a woman who. Her boyfriend was acting up and he was drunk and he was annoying. So what'd she do? She put Valium in his beer. So she's her with her friend. They're sitting there. They know they put Valium in his. All of a sudden he's like, oh, and then he's passed out. That's number 1. Didn't kill him. It's okay. The other one was a cook at a bar I used to work at. And some guy made her mad. When you go to a restaurant, do not make the cook mad. She put I go, what are you doing? So she's like putting something where he gets sick. Cooks have a lot of power. Just be careful. And one time when I worked for a rock station on New Year's Eve, I went out with the program director and a couple of hangers on, and we went to an Italian restaurant. You know how New Year's Eve is? You gotta wait. He's like, do you know who this is? And like, don't do it to like an Italian restaurant and the owner's daughter. And she was nice. She's like, oh no, we'll seat you as soon as we can. So it was a bunch of people. But what happens? He ordered soup and he was like. So obviously they killed his taste buds and then poisoned him. We were in the hotel room and he had 1 beer, because I was with him all night, and puked. Be careful. Do not mess with women. You think you're controlling them, You're not controlling them. They'll put Drano in your orange juice. Okay, guys, I love you. Thank you so much. And just subscribe. I love it when people subscribe. I'm gaining more and more. You guys got a need for me. Welcome to the underground next week. I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching.